Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. Today, we're going to be discussing about what's going on in the sky right now. And one of those things is that today the moon is going to be void of course, which basically just means until tomorrow, when the moon enters Virgo, it will not be aspecting any more planets after 12:14 p.m. When the moon goes void of course, that's usually a time of neutrality, a time when, nothing really is made out of anything. It's really just the time when if you place a sports bet, the game just might end in a tie and you might just get your money back, okay? So we need to be aware of some other things today though too. Now, where is the moon? The moon is in Leo. So it's a time where you may be feeling more childlike, more playful. It would be a really great time to engage in some leisurely activity and to reawaken those parts of yourself, maybe to get outside and to relax, in nature a little bit and sort of just give yourself some time to be a bit more playful. But today, Venus is squaring Saturn, which means collectively, now remember, this is not your natal chart. We have to think about this and understand this is just collectively. So depending on your own personal birth chart and how the planets in the sky are transiting or progressing based on your own spiritual DNA is going to have a large effect on how much you feel what is going on right now. And so with that Venus squaring that Saturn, it's a time of intense emotions, okay? Including and up to grief, sorrow, disappointment. If you feel yourself, now this has happened around 3 o'clock, if you feel yourself going through, some tougher emotions this afternoon, this Venus square Saturn could be touching places of your birth chart where you are now allowing this energy in and you're a bit sensitive to it at this time. And the work that you need to do is just to exercise a bit more forethought. It's time to exercise that forethought because you're dealing with relationships when you're dealing with Venus. You're dealing with other people and you're also dealing with your own emotions at the same time. And you don't want to let all those stirring emotions come out in a way that, you don't want it to. And then find out later that you had an outburst you didn't want to have and it's created some tension you didn't want to create. So it's a good time to take some inventory, to think about what you're going to say to the people that you're interacting with before you say it and before you do it. Exercise that a little bit. Realize it's not the time to be making any big moves while the moon is void, of course. Wait until tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning, when 6:36 rather, when the moon enters Virgo, and then we can begin again. Now is the time, like I said. Look at yourself a little bit. Remember, the moon is still on that waning crescent stage. We're coming up on the new moon soon. So it's time to just relax, take some inventory, use that moon and Leo's energy, get ready for that shift into Virgo tomorrow. And remember, I'll be at the shop today, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. If you want to come into Pixie Dust and you want to discuss your own birth chart, if you want to look at the exact placement of the planets at the time of your birth, now would be a great time to do that. From the level of looking within. Of course, then when the moon, renews itself and then we go into a waxing moon, you can always come in, excuse me, and you can always then look at the growth potential, what's going on with your career, what opportunities are there out there. That's always a good time to explore that when the moon is waxing and it's time to think about going after and reaping what we've sown. So hopefully see you there. If not, some information for the day, and I'll talk to you soon.